Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So in this video we're going to talk about some reasons why you probably should consider the Galaxy Note 10 Plus over the Galaxy Fold. Now the Galaxy Fold does have some advantages. It really does. You get a big screen on it. You get, when it's opened up, you get a big screen coming in at 7.3 inches. And you get a nice big huge canvas. And then when you have it closed, you actually get a smaller, more narrow phone to throw in your pocket. It'll be easier in your pocket. And those are some of the advantages that I can see on the surface. Now, once I dig into the phone itself, when I grab mine, because I am trying to get this device, even though I'm telling you some reasons not to buy it, I plan on grabbing it because it's an eclectic device and I want to use it and compare it against other phones. So, with that being said, the Galaxy Fold might have some more advantages that I'm thinking of in this video until I get my hands on it. So, we're going to talk about reasons that you probably should skip the Galaxy Fold for now and think about getting the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. So I made a list and we'll just tackle the obvious first. Now, in previous videos, I've spoken of it multiple times. The small screen and the price are the ones that really stand out to me for reasons not to get this phone personally for myself. However, there are a ton of other reasons that you probably could skip the Galaxy Fold and be extremely happy with the Note 10 Plus. So we're going to talk about it here. Price is obviously the first one. The price of this thing is $2,000 versus $1,100 or $1,200. Those are the two prices for the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. You get $2,000 for the Galaxy Fold, and that's it. Couple of colors, it's a wrap. With the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, you get multiple colors, and it costs less. So the 512 gig version and the 256 gig model both have SD card support, and that's the next thing that I want to talk about. You get just the memory option that you have with the Galaxy Fold for that price, and then you get SD card support for the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. That is a better deal right there all in its own, because you can find a 256 gig card or you can find a terabyte card, a 2 terabyte card. You should probably still come out less than the Galaxy Fold. So yeah, the price and having an SD card slot alone are two things that are going to be obvious. Now the screen is 6.8 inches on the Galaxy Fold, the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, and 7.3 on the Galaxy Fold when open. But the majority of you guys are not going to walk around with that phone open. I can guarantee it. It's too wide. You just wouldn't want to do that, and you don't want to damage it. The Plus, 6.8 inches right off the rip. And that 7.3 is diagonal. So you're still getting a huge screen. I mean, 6.8 inches versus the 7.3, it's not that much difference. So that's something that you probably should consider. And you don't have to open your phone just to be able to get to that screen. So screen resolution is also higher on the Galaxy Note 10 Plus because it's a smaller display. So you get a little bit more resolution, if that means something to you. These are just pointing out the obvious. Also, another advantage to getting the Galaxy Note 10 Plus over the Galaxy Fold is a glass display versus a plastic display. There are so many warnings on the Galaxy Fold when you take it out of the box, and commercials from Samsung. It's sad. It is sad, and it's more like a prototype device being sold. And who would, in their right mind, will want to buy this phone with all these warnings and no type of warranty? They're giving you 1 year to break it one time. Pay $150. After that, it's a wrap. You gotta fix the screen yourself, and that's upwards of $1,000. It's a plastic screen, folks. You can't dig your fingernails into it. You can't use, you can't use a pen or any kind of stylus. It doesn't have the support anyway. We'll get to that in a little bit. But glass versus plastic, any day. It's a no-brainer. So the next thing on the list is S Pen Suite. So the S Pen Suite is an option that you have, and I'm surprised that Samsung does not have any kind of pen support for the Galaxy Fold. It's almost sad because you're paying that extra premium for less. But this happens to all manufacturers. Everyone has a phone where it's priced really high and you're getting less. That's just what it is. So you get full S Pen Suite, and it is definitely a major upgrade when you have to take care of some tasks, because you can't, on those disclaimers, it tells you do not dig your finger into that display. You're going to leave permanent damage to it. You've seen Zach's video. Everyone's seen Zach's video. So This display is the main attraction to the phone, but it's the weakest part of the phone for sure. And another weak point to this phone is having the hinge in there. Now the hinge on that device is another weak point for the phone. It's another vulnerability for the phone. Now, I've seen where people, Jack tried to torture and everything, and it did survive. However, that is a weak point. He didn't even take it to the beach, and it was just dirt and sand all inside of that thing after a few seconds. That is a vulnerable spot. No matter what they did to try to fix that hinge and cover it and everything, it's a weak point. You got to take that into consideration. Now, another thing is 45 watt capabilities charging opposed to the 15 charging on the Galaxy Fold. Now, on the surface, I think that's what the numbers are. But this can peak out at 45 watts of charging, and the Fold peaks out at 15, I believe. So that's just another thing to point out. It's another thing to point out. Now, despite the Fold having a little bit bigger batteries, 80 milliamps, this is still getting better battery life from what I can see people reporting. This has a 4300 and the Fold has a 4380. But since the Fold has a bigger canvas, just by a little bit, it's definitely gonna pull less battery. So you should be getting better battery on here. You should. And this is one of the best Galaxy Notes for batteries I think everybody's reporting. It's a good phone for battery, and for me, it's fantastic. So also another thing to note is the front camera. You have dual pixel autofocus, and you don't have that on the Galaxy Fold. So keep that in mind too. Even though the Galaxy Fold has 6 cameras, these cameras are the same cameras on the rear, but that front camera, you get dual pixel autofocus. So keep that in mind, folks. Take notes. Just little simple things to point out. That's all. I'm not trying to deter you at all. I'm just telling you some reasons not to buy it over this. So when the device is closed, it is 15.5 millimeters in thickness. This is 7.9. So imagine just 2 of these stacked on top of each other. Now when the Galaxy Fold is open, it's 6.9. This is 7.9. You won't be able to tell that much in difference, but you will be able to tell when you close it. 15 millimeters, folks. It's thick. Just imagine 2 of these stacked up against each other. That's what you need to do. Look at 2 of these stacked up against each other, and that's how thick your Fold is. Simple as that. Another thing is Samsung. I see a lot of reviewers making excuses. I mean, no, you don't have to. I think you're making an excuse if you're saying you can do these tasks on the small display. Folks, come on. A 4.6-inch display is nice, and some people are saying, well, it's just for quick tasks. The phone is meant to be opened up. I agree. Okay, it's fold, open it up. But no one can walk around with the Galaxy Fold open at all times for fear of damaging the screen. You know? That's just the thing. For daily tasks and quick tasks, you got a huge display right here. Just unlock it with the fingerprint reader right on the front of the screen, and you're good to go. The fingerprint reader on the Galaxy Fold is on the side on a separate button by itself. Side-mounted fingerprint readers limit you on how many fingers you can actually put on the display. I mean, or on the fingerprint reader. Whatever one's resting on this side, so naturally it'll be your right hand. If you want to do any other fingers, you're going to have to do, it's going to be weird. So the in-screen fingerprint reader is another reason why, and the fact that it's in-screen is cool, but the fact that it's on the front is really what it is. That's way more convenient for a lot of people. Even though this is the natural way to hold your phone, you got to be able to, you can register way more fingers with it mounted on the front. Now, one of the last things I want to talk about is all the warnings that that Samsung has given with the Galaxy Fold. You got to ask yourself this. Am I willing, and I was looking at my iPhone, that's probably why I said Apple. I was looking at my iPhone 11 Pro. You got to ask yourself, am I willing to risk it all for $2,000? And even though, these people are here financing it for $66 a month, you're still responsible for that $2,000. And AT&T's phone bill's ridiculously overpriced. One line, $70 unlimited. Heck, T-Mobile's prepaid service gives better service than that. Unlimited 2 lines for $65. But AT&T is getting some people. $70 for 1 line, and you get this phone. You're gonna pay about $160 just a month for one phone and this phone that you're financing. Yeah. And you could get yourself a Galaxy Note 10 Plus or a small Galaxy Note 10, the Galaxy Note 10, and still probably be a lot happier than you would probably with the Galaxy Fold. But all opinions and all subjective. I'm telling you, these are just a few reasons that I wanted to point out that you should possibly consider grabbing the Note 10 Plus over the Galaxy Fold. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just stating the obvious. These things are the obvious that I'm saying. You can go research these things for yourself. I didn't read anything off of my list here that I didn't get from the source. The source being Samsung. So you do the math, folks. You decide how you want to spend your money in the end. That's ultimately up to you. But I would tell you, and I would challenge you, to get the Galaxy Note. I'm doing it right now. Get on this journey with me if you're going to get in any journey. I'm trying to find the Galaxy Fold at a lower cost than $1,500. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Some will say, oh, that's impossible. Things may be difficult, but they are not impossible. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed this video on the Galaxy Fold and the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. Just food for thought, folks. That's all it is. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm headed to the gym right now.